Welcome to News Hippo. This is your anchor Lakshya Rajput, and today we'll be talking about the state of human life in India, the value of human life in India, the intrinsic value of human life in India, the value that human life holds in India, and what is that value in the eyes of politicians. Well, today I will be covering the Indore catastrophe, in which more than 8 people have died. And among these 8 people is a 5 months old infant who has died due to diarrhea. And why? Because infested water. Yes, sewage infested water, my dear viewers. Sewage infested water had entered into that of the drinking pipeline. And this caused diarrhea, vomiting to multiple and numerous people. Well, the statistics says that more than 2,450 cases have been reported. And when I say reported, these are the government statistics. The original statistics might be higher. And I'm not doing any sort of fear mongering, but telling you what the reality or the state of reality in India. News report and sources say that the real statistics are much higher. More than 200 are in hospital and more than 8 are dead. Yes. And why did this happen? This happened because of negligence. And this is not merely sheerly a negligence, but criminal negligence. But who is to be held accountable for this negligence? This is my question today, viewers. This is my question for all those who are watching us at News Hippo. Who is to be held accountable? Are politicians who care nonetheless for the human life? Will our politicians be held accountable for this? Well, they treat us like subjects, not like citizens having rights. Well, a toilet was being constructed by a local police station, and that toilet was constructed without any regulatory approval, and the sewage from that toilet tank, which was not properly authorized, not properly built, seeped into the leaking pipeline for drinking water, and this caused catastrophe. And this has happened in Indore, which is probably one of the most cleanest cities in the country, but still poorly planned. See, if this is happening in Indore, what about the other cities in the country? If this is the cleanest city in the country and this catastrophe has taken place at such a huge level in Bhagirathpura in Indore, what about the other cities in the country? And when ministers are being asked, Kailash Vijaywargiya, minister in the MP government, Madhya Pradesh government, was being asked about this specific question, he replied in arrogance in power that don't ask फोकट का question. Well, yes.
बहुत सारे लोगों को अभी तक जो रिफंड की बात कही गई थी वो भी नहीं मिला कैलाश जी, और पीने के पानी की ठीक से व्यवस्था।
छोड़ो यार, तुम फोकट प्रश्न मत पूछो।
नहीं, फोकट नहीं, ये तो मैं तो वहाँ होकर आया हूँ।
क्या 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 गए तुम बात?
कैलाश जी, बात ठीक से कीजिए, नहीं शब्दों का चयन।
That was Kailash Vijaywargiya, truly honest in his take. For him, human life might be fokat, might be that of free, might be synonymous to a gift. That's the value of human life to a politician like Kailash Vijaywargiya. And I call out Kailash Vijaywargiya and say that this is entirely shameful and truly disgusting. And if this wasn't enough, Kailash Vijaywargiya went on to say to that reporter कि तुम घंटा होकर आए वहां. This is the language of politicians. This is the language of the leaders who, when come to ask for vote, treat us as if we are gods. But when we once vote for them, they treat us as if we are subjects, do not have any power, as if they are entirely sovereign, as if they are the Leviathan mentioned by Hobbes, as if they are the sea monster. They have complete authority. But even the Leviathan could not have taken the right to life, Mr. Kailash Vijaywargiya. And today I have questions to ask to you. Under your eyes, when this was happening, take a look at this news report that the residents of Bhagirathpura were clearly claiming that they had done complaints to the municipal authorities for more than a month, if these complaints will have been paid heed to, if the necessary attention will have been paid to these complaints, wouldn't the lives have been saved? Couldn't the lives of those people have been better who are battling between life and danger in the ICU? My question is to Kailash Vijaywargiya, who is arrogant in power, who laughs at the mercy of these citizens today. Well, there's nothing wrong in what Kailash Vijaywargiya did, because this is what Kailash Vijaywargiya is, my dear friends. He's not hiding behind, he's showing his true colors. That's what Indian politicians look like. Entirely unaccountable, entirely unempathetic, entirely unsympathetic. And this is not the first time that Kailash Vijaywargiya has did this.
खिलाड़ी हो कहीं पर भी जाता है, जैसे हम लोग भी बाहर जाते हैं तो कम से कम एक लोकल आदमी को तो बताते ही हैं। खिलाड़ियों को भी इससे मेरा ख्याल है कि ध्यान में आएगा कि अब भविष्य में हम कभी भी अपना स्थान छोड़ें तो हमारी सिक्योरिटी या लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को बता के निकलें, क्योंकि क्रिकेट खिलाड़ी का बड़ा क्रेज़ है और क्रिकेट खेल ऐसा खेल है जैसे जो
When the last time he was asked about the molestation of Australia cricket women team in India, in Madhya Pradesh, he said that the women should have been more responsible. They should have told the security staff before going outside. Sheer misogyny in power. And these are not words of any random person or any random politician, but a minister in the Madhya Pradesh government. What else can you expect? And this is not a single isolated case of negligence in Madhya Pradesh. Few months back, more than 22 children, and I say children, died due to drinking a contaminated cough syrup which contained ingredients that were used as industrial solvents, that were marked out by the WHO as seriously dangerous, which contained 550% more value of these contaminants than the usual value which can be taken or is permitted. More than 22 children died. And when the CM of Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Mohan Yadav, was being asked question, he said it was kal ki baat.
ये हो गई नहीं भी, कल की बात आप आज मत लाओ उसको, आज की बात करो ना। यहाँ पर मेरी बात तो सुनो भाई, तुम तो
That's the short-lived memory of our politicians. But when it comes to Nehru, when it comes to Gandhi, when it comes to Bose, when it comes to Indira, when it comes to Savarkar, it is not a short-lived bath for them. They will in turn help you to get into communal tussle, communal bigotry. But when it comes to accountability, they have multiple steps to evade accountability. I would like to ask Mohan Yadav, I would like to ask Kailash Vijaywargiya, will they drink the same water what had been supplied to Indore Bhagirathpura residents? Do they hold the guts to drink the same water? Well, they will be drinking the packaged water, the likes of Bisleri and Aquafina, while the normal people will be dying of diarrhea, cholera, and multiple such diseases due to drinking this sewage infested water. This is a blatant, and I say blatant, BLATANT, blatant misuse of power, sheer arrogance of power, the insensitivity of those who are sitting in power, passing out these remarks. Well, it is now up to citizens who should demand accountability from these politicians. Well, if this would have happened in any other corner of the world, there would have been mass resignations, there would have been protests demanding accountability, there will have been multiple resignations. But this is happening in India, where politicians are evading accountability by saying words like fokat ka mudda and ghanta farak. Well, thank you Kailash Vijaywargiya for exposing your true colors. We at newshippo believe that every journalist should have a spine. Well, the mainstream news media has a short-lived memory. It won't cover it, and the rage will be short-lived. But we believe that every substantial issue that affects every person out there needs to be covered. Every voice needs to be covered. The gap between mere symbolism and governance needs to be covered. These were not any lives. These were human lives that were being lost due to negligence. Well, a few officials have been suspended and a ceremonial SIT has been constituted. But my question is, will the health minister, will the urban planning minister resign? Well, they won't even resign, but even will rise high in their sheer arrogance of power, because we have caused it to happen. Yes, we as citizens have debilitated the quality of Indian democracy. We are not asking serious questions to our politicians. They enjoy getting us trapped into the likes of Nehru, Gandhi, Savarkar, Bose, Indira. Will they blame Nehru for this? My question is to Kailash Vijaywargiya and other politicians of BJP. Has Nehru got to do something with this? Well, they will connect a story of Nehru doing something with this and history of Indore and something around that. But this is a sin, an unimaginable sin committed by the politicians. In tandem with those bureaucrats who are hungry for money, who are hungry for power, but not hungry for passion of why they entered the civil services. My question is to all aspiring citizens in this country who believe that there is a fragment of democracy left in the country, that why aren't we speaking up? My question today is to Kailash Vijaywargiya, that how dare he give such an insensitive comment on the lives lost by the people. Well, Kailash Vijaywargiya was honest. He said what he really meant. And this is what the mindset of Indian politicians look like. For them, our lives are like cockroaches. Well, when 22 were dead in Cold Rift syrup case, who is to be held accountable? Now there will be buck passing. And tomorrow there will be another issue of communal bigotry, trapping us into the likes of Nehru, Gandhi, Savarkar, Bose. And we will be forgetting this issue. We will be forgetting about the 5 months old infant who lost his life due to mere negligence of politicians and an excess of politicians and bureaucrats. Well, Indore is supposedly one of the best cities, and this is not me speaking. These are these government statistics speaking. Then why is this happening in the cleanest cities of the country? And if this is happening to the cleanest city of the country, what about other cities? Why are our cities so poorly planned? Why is no action being taken? Well, the answer to these questions lie with these politicians who will keep quiet, who have surrendered their moral authority to their masters, and even our media persons who are sitting into the laps of these politicians. But we at News Hippo believe that every story needs to be covered. This is our step towards that. Please support us in our step. We'll be covering such news and we'll be asking really tough questions. We do journalism that is fearless, and we do journalism that is based on spine. Be with us. Thank you so much.